Dr. Nuaki, I mean, when it comes to obesity, and you mentioned the liver is then kind of like really having a big problem, and a liver with problem is just not good for many uh, um, reasons. But are there other problems which obesity bring? I mean, we heard about blood pressure, we heard of, and all those things are rather severe, in my opinion, of course. So give us a whole rundown of what obesity, how it destroys the body.
Yes, we've talked about high blood pressure, and of course, diabetes is a big risk factor for people who are overweight. But I think sometimes people don't realize that some of the bigger problems are mechanical. So a lot of people with knee and hip problems relate to overweight. The knees may not have been designed to carry that much weight. And so you end up getting knee replacement in your 50s, or hip replacement in your 50s or 40s sometimes. That's a very important point. We talked briefly about reflux being caused by overweight, with pressure on the abdomen causing you to have reflux. It's also been shown people with sleep apnea, very often that's due to overweight. And that will lead to you being tired during the day and not being able to function as well as you should. Put you at higher risk for car accidents and things like that. I think another concern is low testosterone. Testosterone is absorbed in fat, so people will come and say, "Oh, my testosterone level is low," but that could be due to overweight and just having too much fat in the system that is absorbing the testosterone from the blood. So there are things that people don't think about related to overweight and too much fat in the system that are very interesting and somewhat counterintuitive at times.
Yeah, and personally, I mean, I think what most people do not talk enough about it, even doctors do not talk enough about it. So you're overweight. It doesn't really matter what type of illness. So you get tired. You mentioned, the joints are not designed to carry 300 pounds or whatever it might be for the person. And so you get tired, you get sleep apnea, so you get a little bit sleepy, and forget about that you most likely could possibly have a car accident, blah, 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 or at work if you work with machinery or whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. The truth of the matter is, I remember when I got married about 4 years ago, when I was sitting at home at the kitchen table and wasn't talking to my wife at the beginning, she thought I'm upset at her. When really, I was just tired, and because normally I'm a talkative, we're both are, and after 5 almost years or whatever, we're still, we wake up at night and talk for an hour and then pass out again. So she thought that means I'm upset, I have some problems or whatever. It wasn't true. I was just simply tired. So what I'm trying to say is people who are tired, exhausted, which overweight must bring about it when the body has to carry so much. The first sign is you can't run, the testosterone low, all kinds of things. In their life of work, in their career, in their love life, and by love life, I don't even mean sex. I mean just being happy, and being irritated with children. We know that tired people get irritated much faster. So when you have a problem, and the truth of the matter is all of us have some type of problem every day, some bigger than others, but we need, or we have goals. Same thing really, a problem and a goal. Either way, you need to go there, and you're not there yet. You know what I mean? When you're tired, you don't have energy to create goals, beautiful goals. And you don't have energy to create solutions for your smaller or larger problems. And that can only lead to less earnings, and forget about the importance of money. But it's just less satisfaction, less everything, and being stuck. And I can see it, people who are a couch potato. I haven't seen a couch potato who is happy yet. Doesn't mean you cannot sometimes enjoy a day or two being only in the couch, whatever. But that's not a couch potato. Am I wrong here?
Oh, I agree with you, and it's a spiral. You know, you hurt, you're tired, then you hurt and you're tired, so you don't want to walk, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to exercise. It's hard to go to work, and it just spirals down. Now your leg hurts too much, you've got arthritis, you can't do anything, you can't exercise. I get people who come in say I can't exercise because my legs hurt too much. You know, but your legs hurt too much because you can't exercise. So it's a catch-22 that has to be broken. So I think.
And again, the social impact, you know, I'm trying to kind of like, you know, because when you say exercise, I'm almost sure most people think of exercise, and which is fine. But what about lifting your grandchild? You know, what about going swimming with him or her?
Or just going for a walk.
Just going for a walk with them, playing in the play. You know, the kids run around and come to you and say, "Papa, Oppa, whatever, come and play just a little bit." Just a few minutes, can't do. And that's the type of social activity which just goes down. I'm not, when you say exercise, I just don't want people to think of the gym only, because that's one type of exercise. Just life, just to diet. I mean, if I couldn't take a walk with my wife anymore, and I'm not a hiker or something, we're just walking on a straight road and look at the swan next to it if there is one, or it's just so fun. And I can see diet people can't do it, because when I'm tired, I don't want to do it either.
That's right.
All right. So overweight not only has health problems, but has social implications also. Right?
Yes, correct. And, you know, it's not politically correct, but people, overweight people often get discriminated against. You know, it's just assumed that this person doesn't take care of themselves, even though it's not true. Overweight people often are discriminated against very unfairly, but it is a part of the social fabric.
I'm not even so sure whether it is completely unfair and completely untrue, because the truth of the matter is you work very hard, and you told me you sometimes get quite discouraged when you can't get people on the right road with their weight, because a host of illnesses come from that, and they just don't want to, so to say, with their own energy help. So on one hand, they want you to take the knife and cut 20 pounds off, and that's not quite as easy as it may sound. Blah, blah, blah. So it still does enter the level of taking care. Only because they still shower and they do take care of themselves to a certain degree. There is some not taking care with it. I mean, I
think it's very complicated. I think people know what they're supposed to do, but it's a bit like you talk about the smoker. They know they should quit, right? But it's not as easy as it sounds,
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. We all have those limitations, there's no doubt about it. We all have certain things which we.
And unfortunately, food is everywhere. You can't get away from food. And almost every social function, there's food. Everywhere you go, most people to entertain themselves, well, let's go out to eat. So it's very difficult. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of work, if that is the way you're constituted, to switch to a more, more conservative tone of taking care of yourself.
And I'm sure some people are more prone to, keep the weight on, keep the calories on it, than others, just due to their genetics. But just like if we're only 5'3", well, if we want to play basketball, we just need to learn how to jump higher. One way or the other way, we do need to, if that's what it is, we need to be tough on us. There are probably some people out there that can eat a cow every day and don't gain weight. Just like in school, I had to study X amount to make it through. Some people had to study much less to make it through, and some people didn't have to study at all, and some people had to study much more than me to make it through. We all have our natural limitation, and doesn't mean we don't have to work hard to overcome them. But as you say, easier said than done. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.